Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the session, Get Smart Faster with Modern Learning. If that's not the session you're meant to be in, I suggest you get up now and go to the right session. So Theatre 2, Get Smart Faster with Modern Learning. My name's Ian Baxter, and I'm going to be assisted by David Lyons in this presentation. So has anybody heard of or read this publication by Towards Maturity? A show of hands? A few of you there. I really recommend this publication. Towards Maturity is a research organisation. They do a lot of good work in the learning industry, and this particular piece of research is all about change. And it's changed for a very good reason. Why is that? One of the prime reasons is that the learners today are changing. They're changing in a big way. Curious, connected, tech savvy. Do you recognize that learner in your organization? The last one is being self-directed. What does self-directed mean? Again, this is from the Towards Maturity research. These people who are self-directed, they know what they want, they know where to go to get it, they know how to get it, and they are expecting to take more control of their destiny in a company. Now that's on the micro level. Let's think about it on a macro level. If you don't get it right, these are the issues that you start to face. So some research from Deloitte, the publication was called Becoming Irresistible, pointed to some fairly major issues within our employee base. Gallup, 13% employees engaged, 26% actively disengaged. What does active disengagement mean? It means that people are almost destructive. They are the bad apples that spoil the rest for other people. Glassdoor, 54% would recommend their employee. That's half would recommend their employee. What would the other half do? That's not helping you with recruitment. 80% of organizations feel their employees are overwhelmed. Again, who here feels they are overwhelmed? I do in my company. Then you're all in more control than I am. So good for you. 66% millennials need accelerated development tracks. If they don't, they will leave. They will go elsewhere. And this ties back into this self-directed learner. So the challenge that you have as a learning and development function is how do you engage the learner effectively so that they will work for your organization? How do you do it? The old ways of doing learning has passed. You have to adopt new ways. And to adopt new ways, you need new systems. So the rest of the presentation is around how we can help address these challenges and concerns. So key things that we want to cover is how do we empower people with the right learning and development? How do we engage them with social, collaboration, and mobile? Most important today. And finally, how do we enable performance support at the point of need, when it's needed, in the right format, so that people can get on with their job? 3 key things to do. So I want to look at 3 customer examples where our customers have taken this challenge and made it work for them. The first one is Dell. I'm sure most people have heard of Dell. 100,000 employees. They went through a massive consolidation, but the key things they were looking to do was to provide performance support at the point of need. They also wanted to make learning personalized. So go back to that new age learner. That new age learner was right back into wanting personalized content, wanting information when they wanted it. They were self-directed. So let's hear what Dell had to say.
Before Saba, I had to look information up on 2 or 3 different websites just to get what I needed. Sometimes even having to refer back to paper manuals. It was not fun.
Consistency in support and supporting many different types of customers, from a consumer all the way up to a data center enterprise customer, means quick access to information.
So when certain types of events happen globally, a tool being accessible 24/7 and making it very easy to find the information is critical to our learners. Just one system of truth and one place to go to get everything you needed to support our customers. And it's got to be a cloud environment. The Saba solution allowed us to put all those pieces together
Educate Dell is delivering the same type of experience to literally tens of millions of customer contacts a day.
Saba is powering Educate Dell by enabling us to structure our content. You can't educate somebody on reams of information, you educate on what they need to know.
Saba is helping us transform our learning by making it more simple, personalized, giving us the ability to measure the learning, aligning it to industry standards, and providing global 24/7 availability. When I need to find something, I type it into Google for the immediate answers I need. And Saba is providing us that same intelligent search capabilities for our learners.
So every end user, wants a unique experience customized just for them. I mean, whether you're a millennial, a Gen X, or you're a baby boomer like myself, you want to feel that that user experience is designed specifically for you. Going from our old internal systems, we had over 12 million pieces of content, almost 17,000 different types of courses. Now we have a true management system in place with Saba technology and say what is really relevant for our end users.
Well, I think there's always been a stipulation of sometimes training as a punishment or a necessary evil. Taking training from a compliance perspective gets the wrong reaction from your learner. Taking training as a transformation of information that they need on an ongoing basis, now it becomes valued.
Saba's capability has allowed Dell to truly put a foundational tool in place that has the capability to grow into a world-class learning management system for all of Dell Enterprise.
Saba makes it easy to look up content and reference material on the systems on a moment's notice, on my tablet, on my computer, on my phone. Now it's as easy as scan, learn, do. Saba helps me be a hero to my customers.
Saba helps me engage our employees.
Saba helps me reach every learner.
Saba helps me transform learning.
Saba helps me win at Dell, every contact, every day.
Who says you can't teach giants how to dance? So this is another company at the other end of the extreme. This is Flightcar, small startup, 200 employees. Although when this video was shot 6 months ago, they were 200, they're probably 300 now because they're growing very, very quickly. So they had a different requirement. Young workforce, rapid change, the need to accelerate growth throughout the company. Bringing people on, training them up to this new offering in the market, and growing their company at 300–400% every year. This is their story.
Flightcar is the world's first peer-to-peer car sharing company to operate at airports. The way it works is you're going away to Hawaii for a week, you come to our parking facility, drop off your car, our teammate will check you in on an iPad, we'll drop you off at the airport, you're on your way, you return from your trip, you use our app, we pick you up right from the curb, bring you back to our facility, your car is washed, vacuumed, ready to go, so you're in and out in just a couple of minutes. And the parking is always free, even if the car is not rented. And if it is rented, then you'll make money per mile that your car is driven. It's very important that every person we bring on board understands every role within the company because, it is a very different business than Hertz or any of these other sort of incumbents out there. Bringing in our first HR leader was game-changing for us. So up to that point, we had no formal learning program.
HR at Flightcar is about aggressively building an awesome culture. I've been with the organization now for about 10 months. Our company has grown 300–400% across the board. And just in a visual way, if you think about us, we're screaming up the side of a mountain in a race car as opposed to taking one step at a time. How do I get my information out at that same speed? 3 weeks before Christmas, I went to Saba and I said, I really want your system, but I need to implement it in 6 weeks. And we were completely successful in 6 weeks. I sent out an email to my organization and I said, hey, we have this new system, it's called Saba, and here's your login information. You can't break it. It looks like Facebook. I just turned it on.
So I come from the rental car industry, and usually the growth is 1–2 locations a year, maybe. At Flightcar, it's been completely different. Saba has been very helpful with that, in the sense that now we can have 3–4 locations, and all their employees be trained at the same time in different markets, and as rapidly as we can, have them in front of the computer, and that's actually been awesome.
My job is to make every guest leave with a memory and not just a transaction.
We use Saba to make sure that everyone receives the same training throughout our current 17 locations. And then on top of that, we do soft skill training. We really want all of our staff, our team members, to feel like they're going into each experience creating a conversation with each guest.
In the first week, Saba's helped me, to get a better understanding of how to deal with customers, being more efficient, greeting customers by their first names, treating them like they are one of our VIP guests, like they've been here with us before.
Saba incredibly helps our guest experience, which then organizationally helps our NPS score. We've seen over the past 10 months a dramatic increase in NPS scores just from experiencing consistency, and Saba is what allows us to create that consistent product. There are many reasons why I chose Saba Cloud, but I really like the fact that Saba is a web-based system. It's built from a smart perspective, and I think that's what makes it intelligent. Intelligent talent management is not just looking at learning by itself, not just looking at performance management or compensation or recruitment by itself. I think it's being able to provide a solution, not just a system. Saba allows me to realistically look at what I need to do as an organization in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, and how I can use the tool to help me get to where I need to go.
Our plan is, of course, to be very aggressive with opening new markets and expansion, and we have been, and there's absolutely no way that we could have done it and can do it without Saba.
Without Saba, we'd be 20 years behind in a 3-year-old startup.
So that's the other end of the extreme, and also illustrates the importance of being able to measure the impact of learning. So you saw that NPS score. They directly attributed investment in learning to improve customer service. In a business like theirs, customer service is king. However, personally, would I feel comfortable giving my car? I don't know. You make the decision on that one. So my last video is a retailer. And this retailer had to overcome a number of issues with, in retail, high turnover, succession management, fast-moving product changes, all the things that retailers face, and they had to do it in a highly competitive environment. This, again, is how they use the product to make a huge difference to their organization.
When I started at Guitar Center, I knew a lot about bass playing, but I really didn't know that much about customer service.
Guitar Center is a place where all we sell is the greatest feeling on earth. But we help people make music. We have to make sure that our instruments and our technology and our delivery stays right on edge with our customer. The music scene's constantly evolving and changing, and we need to be there with them.
At Guitar Center, we understand that information is power. The knowledge of our associates is paramount to their experience. And the more they know, the better chance our customers are going to have that great experience and get that guitar or that light or that DJ mixer and make sure they have everything that's going to help them make music. There's so many options to buy online. You could go in the parking lot and order that guitar from your car seat. And so that's what we're competing against. So we only have one chance to get this right.
How do we ensure that every one of our associates is able to keep that promise to the customer? When you start with Guitar Center on day one, you are introduced to our training, but we're trying to develop the skills to help the associate help the customer. Intelligent talent management is ensuring that associates get the right information at the right time, at the right point in their career path, to be able to be ready for the next position. Our goal is to utilize our talent system within Saba to really expand social learning. We would like our associates to teach each other. The more that we can get our people to utilize the cloud, utilize the information that's out there, and interact with each other, that's going to help all of our customers throughout the country and just help our business grow.
At Guitar Center, we create nearly 100% of our own content, and it gives us the advantage of creating our own vibe. We work really hard to make the training fun, to make it enjoyable for the learner, which then ties into our whole goal as a company.
I love my job, and I love going on Saba and putting out stuff that I find interesting and I find involving and engaging, and sending that out to our associates across the country so they can have that same feeling that I do, the greatest feeling on earth.
Saba is uniquely suited to help Guitar Center today, being a cloud-based product. It's available everywhere. Desktops, laptops. mobile, different kind of devices, phones and tablets, and so you get your information when you need it.
Saba is central and key to everything that we do with talent management. Every aspect of learning, development, performance management, improvement, we house within Saba, and that's our go-to place. We want to know what you're learning, how you're learning, and what we can do to deliver information. If you go to an in-person workshop, we do a pre-assessment through Saba. We do a post-assessment. It allows us to track everything and pull everything together to have our talent pools, and then that leads to finding the right people for the right roles within our organization, as opposed to hoping we find the right person.
The potential of Saba moving forward is really endless. All the different social features that we're the most excited about permeates not just learning, but succession and talent and recruiting and compensation. It's exciting to think about what we're going to be able to do with it. It's just the beginning.
Okay, so that illustrates again a different thing, which is that learning isn't just about learning, it spans the wider talent management piece. And again, I don't know who here is responsible for more than just learning, and are you integrating with your HR function? If you are, put your hand up, or if you're, okay, a few people. So you're beginning to understand how you can support all parts of talent management with learning. Learning really is the center, and these guys understand it, and with our help, they've been able to move their company forwards. So, we believe Saba Cloud is one of the central products to help companies do this. Why is this? It brings in a whole lot of technologies together. It's in the cloud and takes immense power from the internet. It uses mobile, these devices that we have in our pocket, which I've left on the stand, so I've lost my, my prop, but we all carry them with us all the time. And you can access information when you're online, offline, mobile. It's so important today. Networking, social networking is becoming so important to people. We all thrive on being able to reach out to people, not just within our vicinity, but within our networks. And the bigger our networks, the more power, the more knowledge we have. And finally, machine intelligence. This is the likes of where Amazon, as soon as you start to buy something or choose something, they start to suggest things. Well, it's exactly the same in learning. You can have things suggested to you that if you learned about something and you're interested in developing another area, other learning packages can be brought towards you. So you have this ability to enrich your learning experience over and above compliance. What does the architecture look like? The intelligent core is right in the middle. The social collaboration area is all the way through all the products. The learning product is one complete component of a full set of talent management. And as you accept, we have mobile output, we have a strong analytics engine, and we have a marketplace which allows you to bring in lots of external data, so you're not just responsible for creating training and learning packages yourself, or indeed integrations with other appliances. I'm now going to hand over to David, and David's going to tell you about a few new whizzy things that have happened. David, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ian. So, Saba recently introduced our latest update to Saba Cloud. And the main focus for that update was really around how do we increase engagement and also increase efficiency as well. And so with that in mind, we had three focus areas: video, the marketplace, and also how do we gather more feedback. If we start with a look at video. So video isn't a new concept to Saba Cloud. We've had this for some time. What we have done here is we've actually looked at how can we integrate and embed video and create a more collaborative experience. So we all know that it creates a more engaging experience as a piece of formal learning. So with learning, what we're actually able to do is we actually retain 5 times more information through what we see and hear than what we do through what we read. So the use of video as a learning experience is much, much more efficient. Being able to embed it right into those collaborative areas just means that, again, it makes it easier and simpler and more efficient for our learners to be able to participate in those experiences. The fact that it streams data straight from the UI means that we're not wasting any time whilst we wait for those videos to download and play. It's straight away. Everything is completely instant. And that instant feel actually passes right through into the marketplace as well. So what this actually enables us to be able to do here is it's instant integration We understand that you're not going to have an LMS as a standalone system. It doesn't exist in its own silo anymore. It's integrated with a whole series and plethora of different platforms, whether it's to bring data in or to push data out. And with Saba, what we actually have is all of these pre-built, pre-configured integrations that are ready to go. Whether it's content, I'm pulling those resources in from lynda.com, from Open Sesame. Whether it's pulling data in from your HR system, so whether that's Workday or SAP, we have these pre-built integrations. That's right, pre-built. There's no work required. Simply enter your details, and that integration is all ready to go. So the time to actually implement these items is significantly reduced, making it, again, the entire experience more efficient and more engaging now, because you've just got that single point to go to, and the data is automatically dispersed and passed to the other systems where it needs to go to. The final item is what we've called Saba Pulse. So what is this? This is about being able to use NPS-style scoring systems to understand how your workforce feels. How engaged are they into the organization? Where are the risks? Where are the challenges? What are the things that we're doing well? So actually being able to aggregate all of this information, collecting and aggregating, and then being able to then display that back in a series of heat maps and statistics, helping us to understand exactly what it is that we're doing well, where we need to improve, and how our workforce actually feels about the information that we're making available to them, and the opportunities they're getting become imperative. So these have been, as I say, the three key areas for us in this latest update. The next update is due in just a few months' time, and there'll be further enhancements to all of these areas and much more as well. So thank you.
So just in closing, Saba's working hard to make sure that its learning component is market leading, and I think the two charts here, one from Fosway, the other one from Aragon, illustrate where we're positioned on the grids. Companies like Fosway and Aragon do not make these judgments lightly, and we continue to drive development forward to ensure that we are at the forefront, not only from our competitors, but also at the forefront to meet your needs. And hopefully what we've shown you in some of the videos and some of the slides today has given you a flavor for that. I like that. The other thing David mentioned was about Workday. A lot of people are thinking about Workday as their platform to deal with all HR. We are one of the preferred suppliers for Workday. From the marketplace, we have a connector that is drag and drop. So if you have a Workday implementation, you just drag and drop the connector, the work is done. There is no integration. It's that quick. So hopefully we've shown you any company type, any company size, any requirement, we can meet it. Please come and see us on our stand. We are just as you leave or as you enter, depending on which way you're going. Please pick up a copy of this, which is Modernize Your Corporate Learning, The Time Is Now, which will give you some hints, tips, and tricks about how to start moving your learning from where it is today to where it needs to be to address the needs of the user. Thank you very much for your time. We finished 7 minutes earlier, so we can take questions, or you can nip off and get a coffee. Thank you for your time.